Yes, and Mr. Griffith's going to be taking over. Thank you, Dan, again.
Substitute chair. And Mr. Dunn.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I was going to say Madam Chair. I appreciate the opportunity to discuss how poor administrative policies have contributed to rising prices all across the entire economy. When President Biden took office, he wasted no time targeting the American energy sector. And we know what happened next. Energy prices skyrocketed, and Americans are paying the price. The Biden administration is responsible for the American people paying more at the pump and in the grocery store at every level. Before I get to my questions, I do want to say that I'm looking forward to working with all of my colleagues on this committee to reclaim American energy independence and provide affordable and reliable energy for American families and businesses. Mr. Hickman, I have the largest agricultural district in Florida, but I continue to hear from my farmers nonstop that their production and transportation expenses increased dramatically. One of those expenses is, of course, fertilizer, as we've stressed today. Since 2020, the price has tripled. Increased costs on farmers obviously means increased costs in the grocery store. There's one thing that the Congress, on the legislative side of this equation, what can we focus on in the next year or two that would help farmers like you? What would you like to see us do?
Well, I think whatever can be done to reduce energy costs, if we can produce more energy here, transport cheaper, that's really the key to agriculture.
I agree. And, we got energy independence in 2 short years under Republican administration, Trump.
Exactly.
I mean, this can be done. I know that it takes longer than that to build the infrastructure, but we turn the futures market around by showing that we love energy as opposed to hate energy. Mr. Eshelman, the attacks on the American oil and gas industry, they've been coming so fast and furious, it's hard to keep up with them. Whether it's the Biden administration or the private sector, advocates of environmental, social governance infrastructures, do you find that your members are receiving less favorable treatment by the capital markets than they used to as a possible consequence, whether limited access to public markets will slow innovation, delaying productive technologies, cleaner technologies?
Absolutely. As you know, we're a very capital-intensive industry. We need millions of dollars to invest, and we reinvest billions of dollars every year because by nature of our business, it's a reservoir, right? And it will deplete. So we got to go out and we got to find other wells across the nation to make up for that depletion. So it does take a lot of investment. One of the things that concerns me is that the Security and Exchange Commission will soon be coming out with their global climate plan. So what does that mean for investment in the industry? But then there's also, if you look at the private sector, there's also the divestment movement, which is forcing pension plans and university endowments to divest from fossil fuel investments.
I don't know if they're forced to or they just want to, or mistakenly. But you feel that ESG sort of pressure on capital markets in your business?
We don't provide any guidance to our members on ESG. I know others do, but we don't do that.
All right. Well, I thank you for your comments and insights on that. Ms. Jackson, I love your, as so many people have said today, I love the whole Project 21 thing. I hope you have a presence in my district. I was unaware of it. If there is, I'm going to go back and look. North Florida, Tallahassee, capital of the state, great state, right? So, thank you for being here. And, this whole rush to green policies is driving the price of energy. You so eloquently, told us how high energy costs traps people in poverty. I couldn't agree with you more. I think that's a wonderful message. I actually have a couple of counties that are the most minority-owned counties or populated counties in the state, 78 and 46%. Can you share any examples of how those rush to green policies have driven investment out of those poor minority communities, counties?
I know that recently the SEC wants these climate disclosures. and they want it upstream. They want not only the companies to disclose their initiatives for clean energy, but any vendors that they do business with. So what will that mean to minority communities? That means that in communities that they consider to have poorer regulations.
Those are the industrial entry-level jobs you were talking about earlier.
Yes.
I so thank you for bringing that, that attitude, that insight to this committee. And I'm out of time, so I yield back. Thanks so much.
I thank the gentleman. Now